If you have pain here, it's likely due to your peroneal tendon, and that's peroneal, not to be confused with peroneal area. Pain around this area can be due to overuse, an injury, or sometimes just a change of footwear. And rehab can be a game changer when it comes to healing and strengthening your ankle back to normal. There are actually two tendons to the peroneal group, a long and a short. Pain is mainly felt here, but the long wraps under the foot. So sometimes you can also feel pain under the foot as well. Before we dive into specific exercises for this, we need to look at what tendons need in order to get better. And it comes down to load management. This muscle works with eversion of the foot and plantar flexion. So you need to load in those planes in a managed way. And because of this, it also means there are things that you're going to want to avoid doing initially, which we'll go through later in the video. But we'll start with rehab exercises to incorporate. Exercise number 1 is balance. The peroneal muscles are heavily involved in balance, and you'll find this works the muscles around your ankle a lot more than you think. But you need to do it at the right difficulty level. And this is really based on an individual basis. You want to find a position where you can balance for around 30 seconds, but you're finding it a challenge. If you keep losing your balance and you can't hold it, then it's too hard and you need to make it easier. But if you're doing it with ease and there's no challenge, then you need to make it harder. Ways to progress this will be adding movement in, adding a less stable surface, or closing your eyes. Exercise number 2 is calf raises. This will hit the plantar flexion movement perfectly. So raising the heels up off the floor, holding for a second, slowly lowering. There's options for this to progress. You can do it off a step, on a single leg. You can do it bent knee and start adding weight. However, you do it gradually to slowly increase the loading as conditioning the tendon back to normal. Exercise number 3 is cable hip abduction. There's an important way you need to do this in order for it to be effective. A normal cable hip abduction won't work where you attach the cuff to the ankle. You need to be attaching it around the foot. This has a double benefit of working the peroneal group, but also strengthening the hip muscles, which is actually really important for the foot. Exercise number 4 is cable eversion. This targets the peroneal muscles really well, and there's a reason to use a cable for this and not bands. I see all the time bands being suggested. The only problem with them is you can't be specific with the load you're using. Hold it in a slightly different place, or feet slightly further apart, and the load changes between sets, even with the same band. And as this is all about load management, we need to know what is too much and what is the right level. This isn't such an issue with isometrics and stabilizing, like if you did it with the last exercise or the next one we're going to show, but it is more important when directly targeting through range. You want to be more specific. With cables, you can be consistent with the load you're using every time and easily adjust it. An important note for this exercise is to make sure the movement is coming at the ankle, so you're hitting the right muscles and not at the hip. So your knee should be kept still and just moving the foot out. If the whole leg is rolling sideways, then you're using the hip muscles and not isolating the right area. Exercise 5 is crab walks. If you know us, then you know this is a favourite exercise of ours, as it's hitting so many ignored areas. And it has the benefit again of strengthening the hip while also getting the peroneals to work isometrically to resist the ankle inverting, as well as also getting a bit of plantar flexion involved. We mentioned earlier about things to avoid while recovering from this, and that will be anything that overloads it and makes things worse. One thing in particular that will get it is running, especially on uneven terrain. You may need to initially rest from this, but then slowly add it in and test for any aggravation, and then gradually work to increase it, ensuring not to aggravate things as you're building it up. So there you have it, 5 exercises to get you started on your peroneal rehab journey. For further guidance on how to structure the rep ranges and when to progress, watch this video here. And with the right plan and dedication, you'll be well on your way to a strong, healthy ankle and back to your normal activities. Thanks for watching.